Good evening, everyone. I hope I'm audible to all of you guys. Good evening, everyone. I hope I'm audible to all of you guys. All right, yes, I'm sure I'm audible. I also cross check. Okay, thank you guys. Okay, good evening once again. So, yeah, once again, we are here, to help you in this QD section of CLAT UG exam, right? So, as you all know that, in CLAT UG, they ask, questions in QD always in the form of data interpretation. At least, from last few years, they're asking in the form of data interpretation. So that's why, we are also doing this, live session so that you can have, ample amount of practice for this section, right? Okay, so let's, like every day, let's start the sections, let's start the sets of data interpretation. So guys, first set, okay, I have brought for you, which is one of the previous year sets, all right? The set has come in 2024 CLAT, right? Okay, so not a very difficult set, right? Would you like to try? I want you guys to try first, right? I want all of you to try. Priyanshu and the other people, whoever are watching, would you like to try this set? Good afternoon, Shreya. Guys, do you want to try this set? Just say yes or no to me, please. Do you want to try solving this set? Not very difficult, right? Having 6 questions, because every year, in last year they asked 2 sets, and all the 2 sets they asked 6 questions each, right? So that's why I have brought the same. Okay, so guys, just take a screenshot of this, right? Quickly take the screenshot of this, and then I'll show you the questions one by one, right? So that is the set, and this is the question number 1 in front of you, okay? Everyone, please take the screenshot of this, right? I have given you time. Now, start solving with question number 1. So you can take, okay, yeah, this is the first question, right? So you have to collect all the information. So I'm sure it will take some time. So I would give you, let's say, 3 to 4 minutes to solve this, all right? Because in the first question, you have to collect all the data. So that's why I'm giving you 3 to 4 minutes to solve this. Alright guys, yeah, a lot of answers have come up, a lot of correct answers indeed. Yes, the answer is option A, 7 is to 3, alright. Let's see how we can solve this one, right? Okay, first let's see the data. The data is saying that automobiles are the most preferred mode of transport because they allow us to cover the large distance quickly. Resultantly, vehicles have been developed that run on diesel, petrol, and even on electricity, which is a remarkable innovative development. During a survey about the percentage-wise distribution of cars in 4 different states, the information regarding the ratio between the diesel engine cars, petrol engine cars, and electric cars was collected. All right. What is given during a survey about the percentage-wise distribution of cars in 4 different states, okay? The information regarding the ratio between the diesel engine cars, petrol engine cars, and electric cars was collected. All right, this is what we have. Okay, now next is the total number of cars for which the data was collected was 8,000. All right, total cars for which the data is collected is 8,000. Of these, state 1 had 15% of the total cars and the ratio of 3 is to 4 is to 1, you know, diesel, petrol, and electric ratio, right? Okay, state 2 had 20% of the total cars in the ratio 5 is to 3 is to 2, diesel, petrol, and electric again. State 3 had 30% of the total cars in the ratio 4 is to 5 is to 3, diesel, petrol, and electric. And state 4 has 35% of the total cars in the ratio 7 is to 5 is to 2, diesel, petrol, and electric, like that. All right. So we have 4 states in which a survey is being conducted about the type of cars are being used, right? So the total cars on which the survey is collected is 8,000. We are giving the percentage share of the cars in each of the state, and in each state they have given the ratio of the number of diesel cars, petrol cars, and electric cars being used. All right. Okay, so first thing we can do, guys, is that we can quickly write down the number of each type of cars in each state, right? With this, we will not have to do this calculation for every question, right? So what am I going to do? I'm just going to write down uh, each type of cars in each state. So remember, we have 4 states, 1, 2, 3, 4. So let me write this here. We have 4 states, state 1, state 2, state 3, and state 4, right? And we have 3 kind of cars in each state. Which 3 cars, guys? Diesel, petrol, and electric. All right. So this one is diesel, this one is petrol, and this one is electric, right? This is like this, okay? Now, total cars we know are 6,000. Let me write this here, okay? Total cars, okay, let me write this here as well. The total cars in all the states combined are given to us 6,000. First, let's find out the total number of cars in each of the states which is being run, okay? So in state 1, remember, the total cars being run are 15%. All right. Let's write 15% of 6,000. So 15% of 6,000, very simple calculation. 15% we can say 10 plus 5, okay? 10% is 600, 5% is 300. The sum gives us 900, all right? The sum gives us 900. Similarly, let's go to the state number 2. State 2 had 20% of the cars, all right? So 20% of 6,000 will give us how much? Will give us 1,200 once again, right? Will just give us 1,200. Okay, then state 3 has 30% of the total cars. So 30% of 6,000 will give us 1,800. Very simple as that, right? Now the last one is state 4, which has 35% of the total cars. 35% we can say 30% plus 5%. 30% is 1,800, 5% is 300. So 1,800 plus 300 is 2,100. So this is how we find all the type of number of cars in each of the state. Okay. Okay, Shreya, thank you. Yeah, the same I had also mentioned. Yes, Shreya, exactly. 8,000, eh? Okay, I just missed it. Sorry, I just missed it. Oh, thank you, thank you. Yes, okay. So, yeah, we'll change it accordingly. Don't worry, not a big, problem, okay. If this is 8,000, right? So, what would happen? 15% of 8,000 will be 1,200, all right. Let me do it one by one. And 20% will be 1,600, right? Thank you, Shreya, for reminding, okay. Then 30% must be 2,400, all right. And 35% must be 2,800, right? 24 plus 4 is 28. Okay, that's great, that's great. What next? All right, all right. Okay, thank you, Priyanshu. Thank you so much. Okay, now let's look at the ratio of each type of cars in each of the states. So in state number one, the ratio of diesel, petrol, and electric is 3:4:1, right? Okay, let me write the ratio here. 3:4:1. Okay. Now we have to distribute that 1200 in the ratio of 3:4:1. Easy job, guys, right? See, look at the sum of these three numbers. 3, 4, 1 is 8, right? And 8 we can say is equivalent to 1200. So 1 must be equivalent to 150, right? This is what I have been, we have been doing since a long, from so many classes. I always tell you to distribute the ratio in this way. Add all of these numbers. 3 plus 4 plus 1 is 8. 8 is equivalent to 1200. So 1 is equivalent to 150. So 3 is equivalent to 450. 4 is equivalent to 600, and again 1 is equivalent to 150. All right. Okay, simple. Let's look at the state number 2 now. State 2, the ratio is 5:3:2, right? For the state 2, the ratio is 5:3:2. Okay, 5:3:2. Sum of these three numbers is 10, right? 5 plus 3 plus 2 is 10, and the total is 1600. 10 is 1600, so 1 is 160, right? 1 is 160. So 5 will be 800, okay? 3 will be 480, and 2 must be 320. Simple, right? Very simple. Okay, let's look at the state number 3. State 3, the ratio is 4:5:3. Okay, 4:5:3. Now, what that ratio is, okay, that ratio is 4:5:3. So, sum of 4, 5, 3 has to be 12, right? And this is given equal to 2400. So, 12 is equivalent to 2400. That means 1 is equivalent to, 200, right, guys? If 12 is 2400, 1 must be 200, simple. If 1 is 200, 4 will be 800, right? 5 will be 1000, and 3 must be 600. So this is how we can do the things faster, right? Okay, let's go for the state number 4 now. State number 4, the ratio is 7:5:2, right? The ratio is 7:5:2. All right, let's use that as well. 7:5:2. All right, 7:5:2. Okay. The sum of these three numbers, 7, 5, and 2, has to be 14, right? But the total is 2800, right? So this sum is 14, but the actual sum is 2800. So 14 is equivalent to 2800. That means 1 is equivalent to 200. Very simple. And 7 will be equivalent to 1400. 5 will be equivalent to 1000, and 2 will be equivalent to 400. So this is how we got all the numbers. Anyone, any doubt on this? Guys, just let me know if there is any doubt with this whole data. Yes, if you have any query with this whole, calculation which I have done, please write me in the chat. Okay. All right. I'm sure this must be clear. No one is writing anything. So yes, I'm sure this is clear to each one of you. So let's, look at the questions now. Let's quickly try to answer all the questions, solve all the questions one by one. Question 1 says that the ratio of the diesel car in state 4, 1400, right, to the electric cars in state 3. State 3 electric cars are 600. Okay, we have to find the ratio of 1400 and 600, which you can say as 7:3, which you can say as option number A in the end. Simple as that, right? Answer is option number A. Right, I'm sure this must be clear to everybody, right? Okay, thank you. Let's go ahead. Question number 2, right? We have the data which we'll be using in every question. This data we are going to use with each of the question. Question number 2 saying that compute the percentage of the total electric cars to the total cars in all the states. Okay, total electric cars. Let's add this, guys. This is, the electric cars in each state. Let's add them all. 600 plus 400 is 1000, right? 1000 and 470. So 1470 is this, right? We can say this is 1470. All right. And the total number of cars in all the states together we know is 8000. So we just have to find out that 1470 is what percentage of 8000, right? That's the only thing which you have to do, right? We have to calculate that 1470 is what percentage of 8000. Options are very close, so we have to calculate, and This is also not, the kind of fraction which we can convert easily into the percentage. So the better way would be only to, multiply by 100 and do the calculation. So guys, you see 2 zeros are cancelled from here, 1 from here. So we are left with 147 upon 8 only, right? We are left only with 147 upon 8, which will be what? See, 14 upon 8 is 1, then 67, 67 upon 8 is 64 is 8, remainder is 3, then decimal 30. In fact, if you see that, okay, two options are 18 point something, right? So we have to, find some decimal points as well, right? Okay, we were having 30 here, 30 by 8. It will be divided 3 times, 24, and then 6 again, 7 times, right, 56. So yes, approximately we can say 18.37, which we can say the best choice is option number B. Yes. Simple as that. Anyone, if you have any doubt, you can write me again, right? All right, I'm assuming this is clear. Let's move to the next problem. Next problem is, what is the difference between the number of petrol cars in state 3 and the number of diesel cars in state 1? Easy question, guys, okay? See, petrol cars in state 3. Where are the petrol cars in state 3? Petrol cars state 3 are 1000, right? Petrol cars in state 3 are 1000, and the diesel cars in state 1. Diesel car in state 1. State 1 diesel car 450. Let's write 450 here, and the difference we can say has to be 550, right? Simple, 550, which we can say has to be option number D. Simple question, right? Guys, this set, let me tell you, was an easy one. This was a very easy set, asked last year only, okay? So yes, they ask easy sets as well. In fact, they will ask either easy or moderately difficult. They will not ask very difficult, that's for sure. Either easy or moderate, okay? Fine. Question number 4, they are saying, what is the average number of diesel cars in all the states, okay? Average number of diesel cars in all the states, okay? Easy question again. Look at the total number of diesel cars, right? So diesel cars are these, very simple, 800, 800, 1600, 1600 and 1400 is 3000, 3450, right? So these are the total number of diesel cars, right, in all the states. If you have to find the averages, we just divide by, number of states, which is 4. And that should be how much? We can say first is 862.5. 862.5, option number B. All right, simple question. Right, I'm sure this must be clear, right? Okay, let's move to the next one. Next one says that if 45% of the electric cars in the state 4 are air conditioned, means AC, and the remaining are non-AC, then find the number of non-AC cars. Okay guys, look at that, and 45% of electric cars in the state 4 are AC, so what should be the percentage of non-AC cars? Obviously it must be 55%, right? Some students do what? They first find, the number of AC cars, and then they subtract from the total number of cars to get the non-AC cars. This is obviously correct, but how to do this faster? So we can directly say that non-AC car should be what? Since the AC cars are 45%, so the non-AC must be 55%. Simple, 55% of the electric cars. All right, that's it. Okay, and this question is only about state 4. So let's see how many electric cars are there in state 4. Okay, so state 4 electric cars are here, which is 400, right? State 4, the electric cars are 400, so let's just count with respect to the 400 here. So we can say 55% of 400, all right? And then we can say 55% is like 50 plus 5, okay? We can say this is 50 plus 5. 50% is 200, 5% is 20, gives us 220. That's it. Option number C is the right answer. Simple question, guys. I'm sure all of you would have, would have done this, right? Even if I do not explain, I'm sure you would have done this yourself. That's an easy problem, right? Okay, let's do the last question of this set, right? That is about percentages. They are saying number of petrol cars in state 2 is how much percentage more than the number of diesel cars in state 1. Okay, guys, then is written, remember I have been telling this since the beginning, that initial value is that value before which the word then or of is written. So then is written before the number of the diesel cars in state 1, so it has to be the initial value, right? Let me write that, diesel cars, alright, diesel cars in state 1, that's the initial value, alright. And what is the final value? The final value is the petrol cars in state 2, alright. Petrol cars in state 2, that's the final value, okay. Fine, now how do we do that? Let's quickly calculate or write the numbers first. Diesel cars in state 1, guys, okay, diesel cars in state 1 are here. Diesel cars in state 1 are 450, alright, that let's write as 450, okay. And the second number is that petrol cars in state number 2. So where is petrol cars in state 2 is 480, alright, it's simply 480. Okay, that's it. We know the numbers. Now we just have to do some simple calculation, right? So initial value is 450 and the final value is 480. Let's see what is the change. The change here is 30, right? The increment is 30. So what should be the percentage increment? The percentage increment is that increment is what percentage of the initial value, right? Increment is 30, initial value is 450. So we just need to find that 30 is what percentage of 450, right guys? क्या गलत है chess with Adi, if you can tell me. Mr. Adi, if you can, write more. What is the mistake here? Okay, we have to find 30 is what percentage of 450, which you can also say as 1 upon 15. 1 upon 15, guys, if you remember, it's 6.6766 percentage, right? 1 by 15, you all should remember directly that 1 by 15 is 6.66 percentage, right? I have discussed this in so many times before as well, and also you can see one of my videos where I have taught how do we convert certain fraction into percentage directly. There also I have mentioned that 1 by 15 is 6.66 percentage. That matches with option number D, and yes, the answer is option D. Alright, so this is how you are able to solve this problem as well. Anybody, any query, any doubt with this set, just let me know. This was a set in CLAT 24, right? Let me write that. This was a set with CLAT 2024. I had told you, if you remember, I had told you in the previous classes that, very soon we will be discussing previous year sets as well. So this is one of them, right? Now, almost in every session I'll cover at least one PYQ set, all right? All right. Anyone, any doubt? Please write it. Otherwise, I move to the next, set. Anybody, any doubt? Guys, just write me. Okay, if it is clear, then write yes, okay? Just write something so I get the hint, whether I have to stay or continue with the next set. Alright guys, that was an easy set, right? I'm sure you will also agree that it was an easy set, and you must be, thinking that, wish such kind of set appears in your exam as well, right? Okay, let's move to now a slightly challenging set. Alright guys, that was an easy one, but now I want you to try an interesting and challenging set. So this is a set, guys, this is the data. Quickly take a screenshot and try that question number 1, okay? Please take a screenshot quickly in the cultural meet of school, right? And let's solve this question number 1, right? Everybody, please do that. I hope you have taken the screenshot and solving it, everybody. Okay, Aryan, I will. Okay, Aryan, let me see of this, right? Let me just look at this. कैमरा टेढ़ा है, स्टूडेंट बोल रहा है. I hope, Aryan, this is better now, right? Aryan Sani? Hello, Vikas. All right, Vikas. Because we are doing this set, right? Maybe you got late, right? Okay, let me show you the set again. This is the main set. Just take a screenshot. Just take a screenshot of this, all right? And then solve question number 1, all right? Vikas, take a screenshot of this and try question number 1 of this set. Guys, this set is very interesting. Trust me, after a few questions, it will get, very challenging, and you will got to learn a lot with the help of this set. No, that's a complete question, Shreya. Okay, let me read it. Okay, good evening, Devang. The question is what? It's only male, right? They're saying that the total number of female participants is what percentage of the total number of male participants who participated in the cultural meet. That's the whole question, all right? Are you talking about the data or the question itself? Of the passage. Let me see that. Okay. Of the passage. Okay. Now, if you see, yeah, it is all visible. Everything is visible. I am also, watching. Maybe previously it was not visible, but now it is. So you can take a screenshot again if you want, right? श्रेया एक बार फिर से screenshot ले लो आप इसका. अभी अभी श्रेया दिख रहा है? See, I'm also watching on the screen, right? I think it's visible. Shreya, everything is visible. I also checked, on my YouTube. Maybe previously it was not visible, right? Maybe. But now it is visible. Alright guys, have you done question number 1? Everybody? Question 1 is not that difficult. Guys, just let me know, are you done with question number 1 or not? Alright, question right, Ashia. That's question number 1. Guys, if you have done with question number 1, you can write me the answer, okay? Write the answer if you whatever answer have you got. Yes, Shruti, your answer is correct. Very good, Shruti. Yes, Shruti, very good. That's correct. Okay, guys, let me, explain the set to you now. The set says that in the cultural meet of a school, 25,000 students participated. All right, 25,000 students participated in the cultural meet. There are 7 major events via viz, singing, dancing, play, painting, poetry, fashion show, and rangoli making. All right. Okay, singing, dancing, play, painting, poetry, fashion show, and rangoli. Out of the total students, 25% participated in singing, 20% of the total students participated in dancing, 9% participated in rangoli making, and 15% participated in painting. There are 8% of the total students who participated in play, the students who participated in fashion show are 12% of the total students, and those who participated in poetry comprise 11% of the total students. Then they are saying the ratio of the male to the female in rangoli making is 5:1, and that is in singing is 7:3. The total female participated in dancing and play are 1250 and 1200 respectively. The number of male participants in fashion show are 70%, 75% of the female participants who participate in painting. All right. There are 550 male participants in poetry, and the ratio of the male to female participants who participated in fashion show is 3:5. So I'm sure you must have understood, guys, that this is, in this data they are talking about the number of participants in all the competitions, right, in all the events, and also they are talking about the number of male and female participants in all the events. So we have to, find the total number of participants in each event, and then you have to find the number of male and female participants in each of the events. All right, let's do this one by one. All right, so yeah, let's try the events row wise. Okay, the events are singing, dancing, play. Okay, I'm just writing here singing, dancing, and then play, right? Singing, dancing, play, and then we have painting, poetry. Okay, painting, and then poetry. Then we have fashion show, and the last we have is rangoli making. All right, fashion show and then rangoli making. Okay, guys, so these are the total number of, these are the total number of events which we have. Okay, now what we have to work on, we have to find the total number of participants in each of the events, right? And then we have to find the number of male participants and also the number of female participants, right? And what about the total participants? Total participants is given to us 25,000, right? 25,000 in all have participated in all these events. Okay, let's start one by one. First, you'll be writing the total participants, and then you'll be working on the male and female participants. All right, fine. So first they are saying that in singing 25%, in dancing 20%. In singing 25%, in dancing 20%. Very simple. Okay, let's do one thing. Let's write all the data. Okay, then in 9% in rangoli. Okay, 9% in rangoli, 15% in painting, 15% in painting, and 9% in rangoli making. Okay, I'm just writing all the percentages first. Then guys, they are saying what? 9% in rangoli, 15% in painting, 8% of the total students who participated in play. Play mein guys only 8% is there is play. Okay, then they are saying fashion show 12% is, and poetry 11% is. Fashion show 12%, poetry 11%, right? This is what we have. All right, guys. Fashion show 12% and the poetry is 11%. All right. Fine. Now let's quickly, calculate all of these numbers. So total students are 25,000. 10% of 25,000, we all know 2,500. 20% will be 5,000, right? 20% will be 5,000. 25%, you can say 20 plus 5, okay? 5% of this is 1,250, half of 10%. So 1,250 plus 5,000 means 5% plus 20%. 1,250 plus this should be 6,250, all right? Similarly, we can do 15%, that's actually easy, 10 plus 5. So 10% is 2,500, 5% is 1,250, 2,500 plus 1,250 is 3,750, right? Now the remaining ones are, you can say, close to 10%. Guys, 10% is 2,500, 1% is 250. So 11%, 10 plus 1, 2,500 plus 250 is 2,750. 9%, we can say 2,500 minus 250, which is 2,250, all right? Then 12% is, we can say 10 plus 2, all right? So 10% is 2,050, 2% is 500, 2,050 plus 500 is 3,000, and same here, 2,050 minus 500 is 2,000, right? So this is what we have. All right, guys, this is all we have about the total number of students in each of the events, right? Now we will work on the number of male and female, participants in each of the events one by one, all right? So let's see what do we have about the male and female. So they are saying that number of male and female in rangoli making. Okay, they started with rangoli making, right? They have started with rangoli making is 5:1. All right, guys. In Rangoli making, the ratio is 5:1. Let's write this. In Rangoli making, it is here, right? So ratio of the male and female is given 5:1, okay? And we had something else in the same. In singing, the ratio is 7:3. Let's write this. In singing, the ratio is 7:3. Okay. Let us divide, 6250 in the ratio of 7:3. Easy thing actually, because 7 plus 3 is 10. 10 is equivalent to 6250. So 1 is equivalent to 6 to 5. All right. So 3 is equivalent to what? That's easy. So I'm doing 3 first. 3 you can say 1875. Okay. We can just say this is 1875. All right. Now, what about the males, right? So what should be about the males? The male we can say 625 sevens are, all right? Or you can also, subtract this number from the total participants to get the males. That can also be done. So let me subtract, okay? 6250 minus 1875. So if I subtract 2000 and then add 125 and then again, subtract 125, so that can also be done, right? So 6250 minus 2000, no, I will have to add it, right? Let's subtract 6250. Let's subtract 1800 from 6250, okay? So 1800 when you subtract, it will be 4450. 4450 minus 75, it's 4375, okay? It should be 4375, right? I'm sure you must have got that, right? Yes, everybody, answer is option B. Very good. All the people who are writing option B, yes, that's correct. Okay, what next? All right, the ratio for Rangoli making is 5:1. So we have to distribute 2250 in the ratio 5:1. All right, 5 plus 1 is 6. So just divide 2250 by 6. Let's see what do we get. 2250 by 6 is 3, 3 and 7 and 5, 375, right? This is 375. Okay, and 375, so female is 1. So let's write 375 for females, and the male should be 5 times of the females. Or you can subtract 375 from 2250, the same thing, or you can multiply this by 5. Okay, 375 into 5, if we do 1500 and again 375, so 1875, right? We can say the males in Rangoli making are 1875. All right. We can cross check as well. The sum of this should be 2250. Yes, it is being 2250, so that is correct. Okay guys, so we have used this ratio, right? Now they are saying total female participated in dancing and play are 1250 and 1200 respectively. First, female in dancing are 1250, okay? Female in dancing are 1250. And then they are saying female in play are 1200. Females in play are 1200. Now with the help of this, we can also find the male participants in both the competitions, right? So in dancing, 5000 minus this is 3750. In play, 2000 minus this is 800. Simple, all right? Okay, what next? The number of male in fashion show is 75% of the female of painting. Okay, so male in fashion show are 75% of the female in painting. Let's see how many females are participating in painting, right? We do not know that, right? We just don't know right now this, isn't it, guys? Second, they are saying the male in fashion show. Do we know that? No, we don't know this as well, right? We do not know anything, Neither we know about the male in fashion show, nor we know the female in painting. Maybe we get to know this later, but not right now, okay? Fine. Next line is that there are 550 male in pottery, okay? In pottery, there are 550 male. That's simple. 2750 minus 550 will give us 2200. So 2200 females are there in pottery. All right. Fine. Next, the ratio of the male to female in fashion show is 3:5. Okay. In fashion show, there is fashion show. The ratio is 3:5. So divide 3000 in the ratio of 3:5. Okay. What it should be? Let's say 3 plus 5 is 8. 3000 by 8 is how much? 3000 by 8. You can say 1500 by 4. 750 by 2, 375, right? 375. 375 3s are, 375 5s are. Simple. So 375 3s are is how much? Or let's do 375 5s are. Anything you can do. So 375 5s are, I think I had done this before as well. That was right. 1875. Okay. And 375 3s are is 902 to 5. is 1125, okay, and you can cross check is it matching or not. So yes, the sum is being 3000, that means this all data is correct. Okay guys, we have done it all. We just could not use one information which we'll use now, that the number of male in fashion is 75% of the female in painting. All right, now we must be knowing at least one of this number, right? What do we know? Okay, the data is about fashion show and painting, right? So we have the data of fashion show, okay. What are they saying? That male in fashion show, okay, I think I should write this, male in fashion show are 75%, right? 75%, we can also say 3 by 4, right guys? To make the things easy, I'm writing 3 by 4. So it's 3 by 4 of the female who participate in painting, right? 3 by 4 of, females participating in painting, okay? Fine. Now what? Which number do we have? We have male in fashion show. You can see that male in fashion show is 1125, right guys? This is 1125, okay. Now we can do the cross multiplication, 3 by 4 comes here. So it will be 4 by 3, and the right hand side should be females in the, in the painting. Simple, right? Now simple calculation, 1125 into 4 by 3 is 1125 by 3 is 375. 375 forza is, we can say, 1500, okay. So the female in painting are, we can say, 1500. Simple, right? So female in painting has to be 1500 here, and total participants in painting is 3750. So the males have to be 3750 minus 1500 is 2250. And finally, we are able to find everything, about this culture of meat, right? We got all the data. Alright guys, I'm sure things will be clear to you, okay. Let's quickly start solving the questions now, right? So question number 1 is, it's written above as well. Okay, question number 1 is saying that total number of female is what percentage of the total number of male who participated in cultural meet. Okay, so we have to add up the total number of male and total number of female, right? Let's add it, total number of male and total number of female. Let me write it here itself, okay? I'm writing the males and females, above the table. Okay, let's add it. So how do we do this? 75, let's add the last two digits first, okay? So 75, 25 is 100, 150, 200, 250, and then 250 plus this 325, okay? 100, 200, 200 and 250 and 325. Okay, this is 325. The carry is 3 now, okay? So now what we can say, 18 plus 3 is 21, 21 plus 11 is 32, 32 plus 5, 37, 37 plus 22 is 59, 59 plus 8 is 67, 67 and 37, 67 and 67 plus 30 is 97, 97 plus 7 we can say is 104, 104 plus 43, 104 plus 43 is 147, right? 104 plus 43 is 147. I hope I had added the carry right. Let me cross check. 18 plus 11 is 29, 29 plus 5 is 34, 34 plus 8 is 34 plus 30, 34 plus 30 is 74, 74 plus 80, 74 plus 80 is 154, 74 plus 80. Oh, maybe I did some mistake. Let me do this again. 29, 29 and, okay, this is not 30, right? This is not 30. 29 and 5 is 34, 34, okay, this is 30, right? 29 and 5 is 34, 34 and 30 is 64, 64 and 80, 64 and 80 that is right. I said 74 plus 80, 64 plus 80 is 144 plus 3 carry 147. Yes, that is correct. So we got the number of male participants in all the events together. Let's count the number of female participants now, right? So okay, either we can add all of them or we can subtract this number from the total participants, and that will be easy, right? 25,000 minus this is 10,275, all right? 10,275. Simple as that, right? So finally we got everything, all the data we have. Let's solve question number 1 now. Total number of female, what percentage of total number of male? So guys, total number of female are 10,275, right? And total number of males are 14,725. So that's the last thing which you have to do, guys. We just have to, find the percentage of 10,275 with respect to 14,725. Okay. So you must be seeing that a lot of numbers will be common there, right? 25 is definitely common. So first let's start dividing by 25. So 25, we'll say 25 fours are, ones are, and again ones are, right? 25 1 2, yes. Let's see the denominator. 25 fives are 125, and then 22 2 2 2, 8s are 22, 2 2 5 is 9s are, right? This is what we have. Okay. Now let's see if we can divide with any other number for the numerator is divided by 3, right? What about denominator? 5, 8 and 9. No, it's not divided by 3. So unfortunately, 3 is not a common factor. 3 is not common factor. Maybe there will be other common factor, but right now we are not able to see that common factor. Okay. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to multiply this by 100. Okay. Because I'm not seeing any other common factor. So this will be 41100 divided by 589 percentage. Now, we'll do the calculation, but not the complete calculation, because options, will be extremely supportive, because options are having a lot of gap between them, 32, 56, 69, 72. So option will be extremely supportive. All right, guys. So we'll be doing the option checking things for sure. Okay. All right. Even maybe, we can do it without doing that much of calculation. Okay, let me try. See, what do we have to find out? We have to find that, just a second. Okay, let's leave that. Oh, it's not getting used. It's okay. Alright guys, we have to find in a way that 411 is what percentage of 589, right? We just have to find that 411 is what percentage of 589, okay? So we can, approximately say this is 590, okay? We can say the denominator is approximately 590 to make the things easy. We can say 411 is what percentage of 590. So guys, what is 50% of 590? 50% means half, right? 50% of 590 must be 295, okay? Just half of that, 295. So, but this is 411, right? So let me write here, 50% of 590 is, as I said, just half. Now, what is half of 590? That is 295, okay? That is 295. And we have to find out that 411 is what percentage of 590, right? 411. 411 is definitely more than 295, so answer has to be definitely more than 50%. So 32% just can't be the answer, right? That is by far can't be the answer. The remaining options are 56, 69 and 72. Okay, 69 is also very close, right? I mean 69 and 72, they both are very close. Okay, let's find 60% of this now. 60% we can say what? 50% plus 10% is, right? 50% is 295, okay? What is about 10% is? 10% you can say is 59. So plus 59 will give us how much? 295 plus 59, we can say what? It is 355 minus 1, 354, right? We can say 354 is that. Okay, 354, but we are checking for 411, which is, quite more than 354. So that's why 56 also, cannot be the right answer. Let's check for 70% is now. 70% we can say the same. 60% plus 10, okay? 10% is 59. So 354 plus 59, okay? 354 plus 50 is 404 plus 9 is 413. So this is 413, right? Now, guys, hopefully you can understand. We have to check 411, right? We have to check 411. And 411 is very much close to 413. And you can say, very much less than 413, right? 411 is very much less than 413, right? So the best option should be here. Which one? What do you think? The best option should be slightly less than 70%, which we can say is option B, right? is slightly less than 70%. That means option number B is the best choice. All right. Hope this is clear to everybody, right? We did the approximation method here with the help of the options. Anyone any doubt with this? Just let me know. All right, that's great. Maybe we can move to the next question, right? Okay, question number 2, guys. Now, as I had said to you, before as well, that every question having, some conditions, right? So yes, please try that question, guys. Question number 2. Okay, you can take the screenshot of what have I done here. The data which I had collected, right? You can take a screenshot, okay, all of you, and then try question number 2, right? I want you to try first, then I will also solve. All right. So that is question number 2 in front of you. Everybody just try that. Okay, thank you, Ashia. Try question number 2 now. Guys, try this question number 2 with some extra conditions. Oh, thank you, Ruveen. Welcome. Guys, what should be the answer of question 2? Can anyone tell me the answer? I'm waiting for the answer, guys. It's not that difficult, right? participants. There's no answer so far. Why? Do you want me to explain that? Everybody, do you want me to explain? Okay, maybe I need to explain that. Not that very difficult. The question says that 6% of the students who were to participate in the poetry did not perform in the event due to illness. All right. The ratio of the male to female participants who did not perform in the event is 2:1. What will be the ratio of the male to female participants in the poetry who gave their performance? All right. So let's first write what is the total number of participants in poetry, and what are the total number of male and female participants in the poetry as well, right? Let's write the initial data. All right. So guys, what is the initial data? Just a second. Total one also. So the initial data I have written here in the table. Poetry, the total people participating are 2750. All right, let's write this 2750, right? What about the males and females in them? We can say 550 and 2200. Males are 550 and females are 2200, right? 550 and 2200. Okay, what next? What next? Now let's use the data. They are saying that 6% of the students who were to participate in poetry did not perform. 6% did not perform. All right. Let's write it down, who perform, how many perform and how many did not. Okay, guys, can you tell me the option, Shreya? Can you just tell me the option, right? Option number C is actually correct answer. Yes, option number C is correct. Very good, Shreya. Very good, Shruti. Very good. What about the other people? I was expecting more answers. It's okay. So 6% people did not perform, right? Let me write the people who did not perform, okay? I'm writing here who did not perform. And then we will write who actually performed, all right? Then we'll write who actually performed. Okay, so the people who did not perform are 6% of the total, right? So let's calculate 6% of this. Okay, 6% you can calculate in a lot of ways. We can say 10 minus 4, we can say 5 plus 1, we can say 1 into 6. Whatever you want, you can do that, okay? Let's do that, maybe 5 plus 1 or 1 into 6. 1% is 27.5, all right, into 6 is 6%. So we can say what? 27.5 into 6. What is 27 into 6? It's 81 2s are 162, 162 plus 3, 162 plus 3 is 165. So 165 people have not performed, right? 165 people did not perform. And the people who did not perform are in the ratio of 2:1, means among them, male and female are in the ratio of 2:1. So let us distribute now that 165 in the ratio of 2:1, right? 165 in the ratio of 2:1. Easy. 165 dividing the ratio of 2:1, 2 plus 1 is 3. 3 is equivalent to 165. So 1 is equivalent to, we can say, 55, right? So 2 is equivalent to 110 and 1 is equivalent to 55. That's it. So 110 plus 55 is 165. Simple, right? So these are the people who did not perform. Now let's talk about the people who performed, right? So the male who performed, 550 minus 110 is 440. Females who perform is 2200 minus 55 is 2145. Now finally we have to find the ratio of male and female in the poetry who give the performance, right? So this has to be 440 is 2145. All right. Let's simplifying this ratio. Yes, 5 first we can take as a common. So taking 5 as common, it must be, we'll say 88 here. 5 taking as common, it should be 4 and 2, right? And then 9, 429. Okay, 88 is to 429. Maybe we can cancel more things. Yes, 11 is common. Very nice. 11 8s are 88, 11 3s are, and 11 19s are. So 9s are, sorry. So 8:39, option C is the perfect one, right? I hope this is clear, right, guys? Anyone any doubt? Just let me know. Okay, I'm sure this must be, clear. Let's try question number 3. Anybody any doubt with question number 2? Just let me know, please, if you have any doubt with question 2. Shreya, what is this? 110 is to 55. What is this? Are you writing 110 is to 55? Is it? Okay, that is about okay, got it, got it. Who did not perform, right? You're writing the numbers who did not perform. Okay, let's try question number 3. It says, due to the excessive number of participants in singing, the management decided to pull out 20% of the participants. All right, management decided to pull out 20% of the participants. Out of the pulled out participants, 32% were females. All right, the people who got pulled out, out of them 32% were females. What will be the new ratio of the total number of male to total number of female participants that participated in singing? All right. So it is about the singing, right? Singing, management decided to pull out 22%. Let's first write out that how many people are performing in singing in beginning, all right? And then we'll work on this changes, all right? So total participants in singing, and males one and female ones, right? All right, so singing, total participants are 6250. Among them, the male and females are 4375, 1875. 4375, 1875. Okay. Now they are saying that 20% were pulled out. All right, 22%, 20% are pulled out. So let's write the pulled out one, okay? Let's start the people who got pulled out. And in the end, who participated finally. Okay? Fine. First thing, 20% have got pulled out, right? So let's calculate, 20% of 6250. We can say 10 into 2. 10% is 625. 20% is double of 625, means 1250. So 1250 people pulled out. So how many actually participated? 6250 minus this is 5000. Simple calculation. So I just, did it here. Then they are saying out of the pulled out participants, the people who got pulled out, among them 32% were females. Okay. So see guys, 1250 people are pulled out. Out of them, females are only 32%. The males who got pulled out are 68%, as it means, right? Okay, we have to find the final ratio, new ratio of the male and female who participated. So let's count the female and male who got pulled out and then subtracting to find the actual males and female who participated, right? Okay, let's find the female and males who got pulled out. So we can say 32% of this are, females who got pulled out. 32% of 1250. 32% we can say 30 plus 2, right? 30% of this is 375 because 10% is 125. 2% is 12.5 twos, which you can say 25, and that makes it 400, right? So 400 females got pulled out. Then 1250 minus 400, that means 850 males got pulled out. Simple, right? Now the total males who finally participated, 4375 minus 850, we can say 4325. 4325 minus 800 is 3525. Okay, we can say this is 3525. Females who finally are participating are 1475. Okay, so these are the final number of males and females who are participating. Now the end thing is to find the ratio of them, right? So we have to find the ratio of 3525 and 1475. All right. Again, you can see 25 is common in between these two numbers. So let's take 25 common. 25 ones are 25, 10 fours are, and ones are, right? Here, if you see anything common, 25 fives are is 125, then 22, 22 and 5, 225 is 9, okay. 141 is 259. Is it any option? No. Anything else common? Guys, I hope I did not do any calculation mistake, All right. looks like everything is correct, but the data is not matching, right? Just a second, everyone, right? Just give me a second. Let me check. I think everything is correct, right? The calculation which we have done is definitely correct. How come 17 is to 8, Shruti? How come 17 is to 8 means, do you think any other number is getting cancelled after this? I don't see any number is getting cancelled after this. Alright guys, I just cross check, okay, don't worry, this answer is correct, okay. So you can also make one more option, okay, which you can say 141 is to 59 or none of these, right, and option E is correct, don't worry, right. I just cross check completely, this is the right answer. Shruti, आपका आंसर 17 is to 8 कैसे आया? I don't think it will come, right? एक बार आप क्रॉस चेक करके देख लीजिए. Okay guys, according to me, answer has to be option E, because none of the answer is matching. Don't worry, right? I'm sure about this. And let's go for the next question, right? Question number 4, okay? Now, question number 4 says what? That total number of males who participated in fashion show, play, rangoli making is what percent of the total number of females who participated in singing, dancing, and painting. All right. Let me write this first, okay? So males in which competition? Fashion show, play, and rangoli making, all right, is what percentage of the females in singing plus dancing and painting, all right. This is what we have to do. So let's look at all these numbers one by one, okay. So males in fashion show, okay, males in fashion show and play and rangoli. Fashion show first. Males in fashion show are how many? Males in fashion show are 1125, right? 1125. Okay. Males in play, all right. What are the males in play? So males in play is here. Males are 800 only, all right. 800. And finally the males in rangoli making. Males in rangoli making are 1875, all right. 1875. Fine. Now write down the number of females in singing first. Singing I wrote in the last question as well, 1875, all right. And then in dancing, females in dancing. So females in dancing are 1250, right. And last, females in painting, all right. Females in painting. Painting is here, females are 1500, right. Females in painting are 1500. Alright guys, I'm sure I have taken the correct numbers. If not, please write me in the chat. Please write down in the chat if I have taken any wrong data, alright. Fine, let's start calculating. So 1875 plus 1125 makes this 3000. 3800 is 3800, alright. The denominator part, okay, 1800 and 1200 is 3000. 3000 and 1500 is 4500. 4500 and these two numbers means 125. So 4500 and 125, 4625, okay. 4500 and 125 is 4625. So in the end, we have to find out that 3800 is what percentage of 4625. Look at the options. Options are, pretty close, 73, 79, 82, 85. So either we can do approximation or we can also move with the, multiplication of 100. You can do whatever you want to, all right. Okay guys, one thing we can say for sure that 25 is common in these two numbers. Let's simplify by 25 first, okay. 25 ones are 25, remainder is 13, 130, 5s are 5, 2, 152. Denominator part, we will say first 1, 25, and then 21, 212, 212 means 8s are, and then 12, and then 5s are, right? So 152 and 185, which we have here. So in the end, we have to find that 152 is what percentage of 185, all right. Okay. Again, either we can multiply by 100 or we can go with the options, right? Approximation method. Guys, if I find 70 and 80% of 185, right? Let's see what do we get. 70% of 185 and also the 80% of 185, all right? So how can we do that? Okay, 80% we can say 100 minus 20%, okay? 100% is 185. 20% you can say 10% into 2, 10% is 18.5. 2s will be 37, right? 37. 185 minus 37. 185 minus 35 is 150. 150, but we had to subtract 37, right? I subtracted 35, let's subtract 2 more. 150 minus 2 is 148. So this is giving us 148, all right? Now 70% is 10% minus from 80. So 10% minus, okay, we do not need to do actually, right? If you look at this, guys, we have to find 152. 152 is slightly more than 148, right? 152 is more than 148. So that means the answer has to be more than 80% for sure, okay? Or you can say approximately 80%. So option A and D will get cancelled first of all, either B or C, right? I said close to 80%, right? Now the choice left are 79 and 82. Let's see 2% of this as well, okay? 2% of 185. So what is 2% of 185? 1% is 1.85. 2% is 2 into 1.85, that means 3.7, okay? So what is 82% is? 82% is, we can say 80% 148 plus 2% is 3.7, and that gives us how much? That gives us 151.7. So yes, guys, okay, we are getting the data as how much? Just a second. What I wrote here. Okay, where is it gone? Right, it was here, sorry. So 151.7, right? So we have to find 152. 152 is slightly more than 151.7. 151.7 is 82%. So the answer has to be, slightly more than 82% is, right? Slightly more than 82% is, and the best choice is option number C, not option number B. So this is also, we can do some calculations, right, guys? This is also one of the ways of calculating the percentages. Okay, either you could have multiplied by 100, right? Either we can multiply by 100 or we can do the option checking. That definitely saves some time if you're doing this faster, right? See, I had to explain, so I was writing a lot. That's why it took time. But suppose I have to solve without explaining anybody, right? I'm not going to write that much, okay? I'm just going to do most of the things in my brain, and only the important things I'll be writing, and I'll be finding this very faster, right? So you can also do that. Maybe after some practice, you can also do these methods, right? And then what will happen? You do not have to multiply by 100 because that also takes a lot of time, okay? So this is actually a better way, but after a certain practice, okay? After a certain practice, this can be a very good method. Okay, let's move further. The question number 5, the last question of the set, okay? It says the committee of the cultural meet has allotted a sum of 4,000 for each participant to meet their daily requirement of food and lodging, all right? 4,000 rupees to each participant, all right? The participant in Rangoli making 40% of allotted amount on lodging and rest on food means 60% on food. And the play participants spend 70% on allotted money on their diet and nutrition, and the rest on lodging, that means 30% on lodging. What amount of the total money, allotted money, did the two teams spend on the lodging? All right, we only have to calculate the money spent on the lodging. That's good. So we have two, teams about which the data is given. One team is Rangoli making, and the second team we are given of play. All right. But guys, Rangoli making, spent how much in lodging? For Rangoli making, they spent 40% on lodging. All right. 40% of what? 40% of the allotted money, which is 4,000. All right. which has to be 1600 as well, we can say that. What about the other team, play one, right? They spend 70% on diet and nutrition and rest on lodging. That means 70% on lodging. 70% of total money, is spent, which is 4,000, all right? So 70% of 4,000 is 2,800. That means in Rangoli making, every participant spends 1,600 on lodging, and in play competition, every participant spent 2,800 on lodging, right? Now we have to find the total money spent, so we have to actually multiply with the total number of participants in these two events, right? So in Rangoli making, how many total participants are there? Let's see that. This is 2250, all right, 2250. And similarly in play, how many total participants are there? In play, you see that the total participants are 2000, all right, let's multiply by 2000 now. So this is what we have to calculate, right guys? This is what, this plus this is what we have to calculate in the end, right? I hope this is everybody understood, right? Okay, let's do the basic calculation and add them. How can we do that, guys? Either you multiply it all or you can take some common as well. Anything you can do, right? This is anyways not very difficult. This is obviously not very difficult, okay? So let's do the direct multiplication, 16 with this. So 3 zeros will be there for sure in the first calculation, all right? 3 zeros will be there. And 16 5s is 80. So again a 0 and the, carry is 8. 16 2s is 32. 32 and 8 is 40. 40 0 carries 4. 16 2s are 32 plus 4 is 36. All right. Now let's talk about the second event, which is of play. So 2800 to 2000. 28 2s is 56, right? 2 zeros and 3 zeros, 5 zeros. Okay. So this gives how much, guys? This is 36 lakhs. Okay. This is 56 lakhs. 36 plus 56 is 92. All right. Okay, but the answer is not matching. All right. I hope I have not done any calculation error. 30% on lodging. All right, all right. Right, guys, 70% on diet. My mistake. Yes, I've done a simple mistake. Okay, thankfully it's not very very big mistake, so we can correct them quickly. 30% on lodging and 70% on the you can say food. All right, 30% of 4,000 is 1,200. Now 1,200 into 2,000 is 24 lakhs. All right, that's it. Clear, right? So 24 lakhs plus 36 lakhs gives us 60 lakhs. That's it. So that means these two teams have spent rupees 60 lakhs on the lodging part, right? That means option B has to be the final answer. Yes, thank you, Shreya. Simple. I really hope this is clear to each one of you guys. Alright guys, I really hope this is clear to everybody, right? Okay, so guys, this is where I think we can end the session as well. Just write me everybody that is it clear or not. Just write once in the chat that is it clear or not. Okay, thank you so much, right? I really enjoyed today's session, guys. I hope you also enjoyed and got to learn new things, right? Okay, in the next session tomorrow we'll be coming up again and we'll be doing some previous year sets and also some practice sets as well, right? Some previous year sets and some non-previous year sets. All right, thank you, Shreya. All right, so this is all for the day. Till then, guys, take care, keep studying, and in case of any doubt, anything, any feedback, any choice of topic, so please write me in the comment. Thank you so much. Bye bye. Take care. Yes, Shreya, it was tricky. So some tricky questions can be there, right? We just can't learn the easy things. You have to get ready for the tricky things as well.